Here is the easiest way to get lean and stay young, guaranteed. Better than Ozempic. Today I'm going to be scooping the cream off of the top for you. You see, when milk is left to settle, the richest, most valuable cream naturally rises to the top. It's the easiest and most rewarding effort. That's exactly what I'm going to tell you today, so it doesn't waste your time. You see, you'll get 90% of the results you want with minimal to no effort and look younger for doing so. Unlike some of the images you're seeing from dramatic weight loss in Hollywood, around the world, and no doubt in your friend group. Let me know. Comment below if you're seeing it. Thin seems back in, largely because of Ozempic and its partners in crime. You see, when you lose that weight, the quote-unquote reward is, well, it's looking older. And people ask you, once you lose that weight, are you okay? Are you feeling okay? You feel well? And in fact, you've never felt better. Look at this intro from the Golden Globes. It wasn't halfway through it. It was in the first 11 seconds, almost like a paid advert. I'd bet my Dogecoins it was. You tell me. Let's watch and we'll come back.
Good evening and welcome to the 82nd Golden Globes, Ozempic's biggest night.
I'm going to show you exactly how you can lose weight, but not your face. I'm going to break this down very simply into 4 switches you just need to toggle today. Exact, easy steps. These are what save my patients' faces, and they will yours too. You want to lose weight, but you don't want to see the aging changes like what? What did you see at the Globes? What did you see of all our Hollywood stars as they're losing their weight? Well, accordion lines along here, along the cheek. That's one of the first to form. Sagging skin, eye wrinkles, and what about hollows? That's fat shifting. It's often what drives people to add back pounds because people make those comments to them that they don't look good or why are they feeling unwell. And to get a little volume back, people add more weight back. Not good? Not today. Now, before we toggle, just a quick note. Maybe you're considering Ozempic or maybe you're already on it. And, well, one of the huge issues is that we don't know how or when to get people off of it. As they say, we haven't thought of that. We haven't thought through this. It's startling how the drug companies and big pharma operate. It seems like this is one of the products they want you on for life. And why not? You make more money if something's on something for life. So this program I'll show you today, if you're on it, will help you get off of it. It will replace the drug. You see, Ozempic, the drug itself, it seems to speed up the aging process in the skin just by being on it. Your time is valuable, so here's toggle number 1. Your number 1 focus on the day ahead and what you're going to fuel with should be protein. If you forget everything else I'm going to tell you, or toggles number 2, 3, and 4, if that's too much, just remember this one. Do this one thing. Because as you pay attention to your protein, everything else falls in place. You see, build muscle, boost hormones. Muscle isn't about looking toned, not just, of course it's kind of nice. It's one of the most powerful tools, however, to keep your hormones, metabolism, and skin youthful. Women with higher muscle mass naturally produce more testosterone, which is essential for maintaining tight, firm skin and a strong metabolism. So you're going to burn fat when you're not even thinking about it, when you're sleeping. That's always nice, right? But to make matters worse, especially with Ozempic, it doesn't just target fat. It also leads to muscle loss, especially if you're not consuming enough protein or you're not strength training with it. You have to double those up if you're on Ozempic, which makes it tough. So why does protein matter for your face? Now listen here very, very carefully to these next 3. This is the number 1 toggle. As I said, this is the cream that's risen to the top. And everything else falls into place because of 3 things within this toggle. The first one, Protein is the foundation of your body's structure. Think of it as a scaffolding for your muscles, skin, and even your bones. A high-protein diet is critical when you're losing weight to preserve muscle mass and also to prevent the gaunt, aging look, the shifting of the fat pads, hypertrophy as some grows, shrinkage as some shrinks up, and of course, we lose fat where we don't want it to, and we gain it where we don't want to. That's the nature of losing weight if you're not on protein. But there's much more. Number 2 of the 3, it's the thermic effect of protein. Did you know that for every 100 calories of protein that you eat, your body burns 20 to 30 calories just digesting it passively? That's the thermic effect of food, and it makes protein the most metabolically active macronutrient. And what do I see my female clients doing? Clearly not eating enough protein. Almost all the patients that I see. Are you? So can you tell me right now how much you are getting? Well, if you don't know the answer, it's not just you. You're not alone. I need to remind my patients every visit pretty much. So maintain your protein. And the 3 of 3 of this first toggle, the real game changer, protein is paramount for what? Collagen production. Collagen, the protein responsible for skin elasticity, needs amino acids like glycine and proline to be produced. That's why you find them in collagen powders, collagen supplements. And incidentally, here is the collagen graph over time for a female. I even included on this graph your hormones. So you can see how elasticity decreases over time and the drop-off of collagen, specifically with estrogen loss. And I did aforemention hormones. It's all connecting, right? This loss of collagen graph is what we are reversing today. Without enough protein, your skin loses its bounce and your muscles shrink. A 2021 study in the Journal of Obesity found that rapid weight loss reduced collagen by up to 25%. So can you afford that when you look at the graph? The answer is no. We work here every day on this channel to increase the collagen and elastin. Collagen is your skin's scaffolding, and without it, you're left with sagging, aging skin, no matter how much weight you've lost. This is why your friends will look across the dinner table after you've lost weight and you feel great, but say to you, you look old. It happens now. People assess faces around a dinner table, and it's coming to this country. May not be here yet, but where I travel around the world, people just talk like that. They tell people outwardly, and it's okay. I see it more and more, North America, and it's happening more and more, and it will. That's the society we're in. Aesthetics is valued, and remember, there's a difference between looking old versus looking tired. I'll link a video I made on that at the end because there's a distinction and you want to know the difference between the two and what to do. So Rajani, what exactly should I eat for protein? I said exact in this video. Lean meats, wild-caught salmon, grass-fed beef, chicken breast. Those are high-quality options that deliver a punch of the amino acids that we need. I also like ground turkey to mix it up, and even buffalo sometimes. Although I find sometimes if you don't get the right one, it can create a little bit of gas. But ground buffalo, try it. See if it agrees with you. Get organic when you can, and you won't have that problem. It's okay to get plenty of collagen and gristle in your cuts of meat, especially if you aren't taking a collagen supplement. Gristle contains a lot of collagen. Remember to make your broths from the bones as well. Boil them and do this. Add a tad of vinegar. I learned that in Europe. The Germans and the Austrians do it. These are collagen boosting broths, and I have a video on free recipes that I'll link at the end, or I'll put in the more info section below the video. But in short, adding vinegar to boiling the bones helps extract collagen and other nutrients. Why? Well, vinegar is acidic, and when you add it to water during the bone boiling process, it helps break down the connective tissues and release that collagen, gelatin, and minerals, which is key, calcium and magnesium. You need those for strong bones. Remember, when you watch the video on old versus tired, this will all make sense. You want the bones in your face to be renewed, stable, and without osteoporosis. Now, for some plant-based protein options, think lentils, edamame, chickpeas. Those are great for vegetarians, but make sure you combine them with grains like quinoa for a complete protein profile. More thought needs to go into it for vegans, and they're now inventing some actually synthetic vegan collagen powders. They're coming in out of labs. Nothing's commercially available yet, but I am keeping an eye on that because I thought that was quite interesting, but they will be synthetic because collagen is animal-based by nature. I'll definitely keep you updated. Vegans, if you're watching here, comment below what's working best for you. Now, how much should you take? I told you we're getting EXACT today. Well, you want to aim for at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight if you're losing weight or trying to build muscle, not if you're just at homeostasis. Here's an example of a 150-pound woman, let's say. To hit 150 grams of protein in a day, she could eat the following. This is just an example, just to give you an idea. Keep in mind, there are tons of calculators out there that you can put your different parameters into, and it will come up with metrics exactly for you. You can comment your favorite ones below. But an example would be, say, breakfast, if you eat it, and yes, I'm going to tell you in a moment when to eat. We'll talk for a second on autophagy. But if you're eating breakfast, whatever time that is, think of 3 eggs and a half a cup of egg whites. That would be 27 grams of protein. A little snack would be, say, a scoop of whey protein isolate. That's 25 grams. Lunch, maybe 4 ounces of grilled chicken and quinoa, about 35 grams. If you're taking a snack, many of you, I know it's one of the most popular of our viewers, is Greek yogurt and chia seeds. That's 20 grams of protein. Dinner, take 5-ounce salmon and broccoli. That's 40 grams. So there you see an example of a daily dietary routine. And if you are taking salmon, I made a whole video on wild salmon versus farmed, how you can tell the difference, what you should look for. You'll want to watch that one. And Costco, in fact, has frozen, and they freeze it immediately when they get the fish. So I kind of like it, and it's wild caught. They also have haddock or halibut. Can't remember which one, but there's a couple of ways you can get it where it's easier to prepare your meals for someone like me, and that is a healthy choice. So doesn't have to be expensive, and sometimes where we buy our food, they don't have consistent wild caught all the time. So keep that in mind. Let's go to toggle number 2. Fats. Controversial? Not as controversial as carbs, but you'll now say I'm wrong because number 2 should be carbs. You're going to say carbs are the most important, but bear with me here. Why? Well, the biochemical effects of good fats compared to bad fats are striking, with one supporting vital functions, whereas the other contributing to inflammation and chronic conditions. The exact opposite. So you need to be on the proper fats. You see, fats are the building blocks of your hormones. Fats are essential for hormone production, and the type of fat you eat matters way more than what most people think. We're thought to be fearful of fat, but not true. What are healthy fats, you're going to ask? Avocados. I try and eat a couple a day. A lot of athletes that you know, if you hear especially vegan athletes get older, and I can attest to this a little bit, meaning, yeah, I'm very old, but a little bit because my joints aren't quite beat up like the true athletes of the world. But we move a little more vegan as we get a little older because we want a little less inflammation in our joints. Some of us it works out better for us. I sometimes eat 3 or 4 avocados when I need a lot of nutrition, a lot of protein, a lot of fats. Also, olive oil, nuts, and seeds. They're loaded with monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, and they support your body's production of testosterone and estrogen. Also think omega-3s for skin and hormones. Foods like wild salmon again, walnuts, flaxseed. They're rich in omega-3 fatty acids. They reduce inflammation and they improve skin elasticity. We want a reduction of inflammation that leads to aging. We want more elasticity. We saw the graph of that already. And they even have been shown to boost mood, something that changes as our hormones decline as we age. Think serotonin. In fact, a study in Lipids in Health and Disease showed that women who consumed omega-3 fatty acids saw a 22% improvement in skin elasticity. Here it is, in just 12 weeks. Now, I know you guys want it like yesterday, like when you get a filler or Botox, it's immediate almost, but most things occur over 3 months, even your at-home treatments and your devices. Now, here's a pro tip. Make fats about 30% of your total calorie intake with a focus on omega-3s and monounsaturated fats. That's a good rule of thumb. What's a bad fat? I know you all know them, but let me remind you for those that are saying that video wasn't complete. You know, I hate to be the one, the bearer of bad news here, but think trans fats, processed baked goods, cookies, cakes, and pastries, fried foods, fried chicken, French fries, margarine, especially stick margarine, even worse, snack foods. If you like it, it's probably got bad fats. Microwave popcorn, chips, I like both of those. Now, before we go to toggle number 3, when should you eat? That's going to be the question. Autophagy, many of you know it. I have a whole complete video on it. Well, there are many fasting programs out there, and direct observation, in fact, of autophagy in humans is challenging to show in trials and studies. There's indirect evidence that strongly supports its activation under specific conditions. A couple that we know, fasting and incidentally, exercise. So keep it simple. Plan for 12 hours of fasting if you're new to it. Make that part of your routine, just 12 hours without eating. Pretty easy for people to do because you sleep for about 8 of those, hopefully. I stop eating at 9 p.m. I know that's late, but unfortunately, my one vice is I'm a snacker and I work late. So I don't eat, however, until the next day at about 11 a.m. or noon. So that works for me. 9 p.m. the night before, 11 a.m. the next day. So 15 hours or so. But yes, you can have your morning coffee or tea. You're going to ask that. Watch my complete video on autophagy for more. Now we're at toggle number 3. Here are the carbs you wanted me to talk about first because they're damned. A lot of people hate them. They're thought to be the culprit. It's your energy source. So this is number 3 in the list, and it is number 3 in importance, meaning if you take care of number 1, often these fall in place. Think of it this way. Carbs are your body's preferred energy source, especially during workouts. But not all carbs are created equal. You got to think complex versus simple carbs. Stick to complex carbs like quinoa, sweet potatoes, and brown rice. They provide a steady release of energy and help replenish glycogen stores in your muscles after workout or activities of daily living. Don't forget about just working around the house. That counts. Gardening. Activities are key. So think of complex carbs as slow burning logs on a fire. That's what we want, slow release. Simple carbs are like paper. They burn fast like a flash, and they leave you scrambling for more because you get a low. So you know how we don't want those sugar spikes? Exactly. The real jaw dropper for your skin, complex carbs are rich in fiber, vitamins, and minerals, and they reduce inflammation and oxidative stress. 2 major contributors of skin aging. How often do I talk about skin inflammation from people using too much retinols or glycolics? 2 great things, but you're overdoing them typically. Simple carbs do the opposite, like fruits, honey, sugar, maple syrup, the ones that trigger your nucleus accumbens. Yeah, that's the area in the brain, the reward center. When you consume sugar, it triggers the release of dopamine, creating feelings of pleasure. We like that, but reinforcing the desire for more sugar. And yes, it's the same one that's involved in drug abuse, that area in the brain, and addiction. Sugar is just that. It's an addiction, only it causes glycation and face aging for us on this channel. Now you're going to ask me, do I condemn fruits? I do like fruits. Just choose high fiber, high antioxidant. There's a balance there. I even like blueberries, maybe not the highest in fiber, but they're high in antioxidants. Just don't overdo it. That's the key. And remember what I said. If you push toggle number 1, the rest fall into place. You instead of taking like a whole basket of blueberries because you're looking for that sugar high, if you take care of your protein, You're not going to crave a whole bucket of blueberries. You're going to take several tablespoons, maybe a third of a cup, and you're going to be happy. Now, toggle number 4. And here's the real issue for many of you on this channel. 61% of menopausal women report sleep disturbance. And only 30% of us get great sleep anyway. Toggle 1, 2, and 3 is supercharged with great sleep. You need to address it then. The most important part of sleep is not the absolute amount, but the quality. What do most people miss? Well, number 1, you got to go to bed at the same time nightly. That's the number 1 controlling factor that you have. This sets up your melatonin, and I'm a big fan of melatonin supplementation when needed, and I even have a Sleep Extreme supplement. I think it's that important. Some people, I know you're on high-dose melatonin for its effects. That video's for another day. I have some on melatonin you can watch, but keep that in mind. Your melatonin sets your sleep, sets you up for success. Don't cold shower or cold dunk after 3 p.m., but do it in the morning. Sets you up for a great night of sleep. Sleep in a dark room and a cool environment. Get rid of all the red LED lights in the room. Little red LEDs, primordially, we think of them as an animal at night, because an animal at night, when light would shine on their eyes, it would flash back, and it gave us a fight or flight response. So when you wake up, or just the red lights around the room, even through your lids, are thought to elicit that and ruin your sleep. So get rid of your LEDs in your room at night. I did make a complete video about sleep and limitless energy. I'll put up here. And as sneaky as I am, there is toggle number 5, and it's exercise. And there's one main exercise all women should do. And I put that one down here to help you keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.